Hey guys, for Chapter 16 current event, I did my post over the uncaring 911 dispatcher that lectures drowning woman moments before she died. So the headline kind of says, police released disturbing audio of an Arkansas woman who called for help in the final moments of her life. She was drowning in her car, only to be met by mockery and kind of disdain by the dispatcher of the phone. The woman was a paper delivery driver. She was on a regular route when her car was swept up by a flash flood, and took her kind of like a ditch area where the water was up to her chest when she first made the call. So I listened to the audio between the dispatch center and the victim, and there was a lot of panic in it in the call. She was very scared. She couldn't swim. A lot of yelling. She was saying how she's going to die, and even asked for a prayer to have with the dispatcher. It was very disturbing, I will say. And the dispatcher, who was working her final shift after giving her 2 weeks earlier, she was being respectful at first, but you could tell she was losing her patience throughout the call. It took about a 12-minute call, and at one point it got to where she was telling her to shut up and was saying that you're not going to die. I don't know why you're freaking out. And basically was saying, take this as a learning lesson, not to drive through water like this. But when in reality, she definitely underestimated the situation, and this victim was drowning. The water was past her chin at one point that she said on the phone. It took about, the authorities responded to the scene 12 minutes after she died, like I said. But because of the floodwaters being so high on that road, it took more than an hour to reach her vehicle, and by the time they got there, she had already drowned. And they could only see the top of her car and her lights that were on. So this relates to my community just because it just shows how important dispatch is, and they have to do their best to remain calm and patient with these victims that are there in an emergency. And I will say she did all she could do. The dispatcher did all she could do from being in a chair from her point of view. But I think she could have handled it a lot differently with the communication portion. She was got very upset with her, it seemed like, and she needed to be that person that is there for them, and she wasn't. So, I think this shows how big dispatch is and how important they are to us in the fire service as wannabe firefighters and all that. So, so that's really it. Thank you, guys.